Greetings. Today we are going to prepare a quiz in Moodle. It will be very helpful for you and your students. So let's get to it. Welcome to a new tutorial. Today we will be doing a quiz in Moodle, which can also be expanded to be an exam actually. I already opened my Moodle account, and this is my course with my new theme. And the main thing is to turn on editing. Then you go to a section where you want to add your quiz, and then you add activity or resource. And here you have different activities, different even quizzes. There's active quiz, and there is a questionnaire, and there is a quiz, and there's another kind of quiz venture. But what you need is really a quiz. So click on that. That will set you up a page for the quiz, and you could name it anything you want. Say quiz 1, and you describe it here. So let's say with the description, say quiz 1 constitute, for example, what percentage is it? Like 10%. How many hours? How many minutes? All information that you can add here, everything in the description. And once you are done with that, then you go decide on the timing, when you want the quiz to be open, the time or the duration when the quiz is available. Let's say I'm starting today. I wanted to go on for like 3 days, give the students the opportunity to do it for, let's say, 3 days. So you can also adjust the time if you wish. And then you can set a time limit for the quiz. So in this quiz, I would like to have it 10 minutes. So I'm going to set 10 minutes. So that means this quiz is going to be for 10 minutes, and the student can take it anytime between 18th of April until the 20th of April, between these 2 hours. Once I'm done with that, I can go here. If you don't do much here really, but one thing here is important, the layout. You want, if you have too many, of course, questions in the quiz or in the exam, you want to have a few per page. If there are only a few, then you probably should have all questions on one page. Or you can have every question its own page. It depends on the setup you wanted to do. Let's say I'll put 2 questions per page, and the students can move on to the next page to finish the exam, and they can go back and forth. You can also shuffle within questions, so the arrangement that you set it up now will not be the same for all students. You can change also some review options. You can have the appearance for, like how this appears to the students. And these are basically extra things that you can play with if you like. And that's it. Then you save the page, and this is the page now. All you have to do now is edit the quiz or add to it. So for me, I want to go back because I want to hide this from my students, because this is actually an active course. So to hide the page until it's ready, until your quiz is ready, you go here and hide. So when it's not going to be available to the students until the set time, but while I'm working on it, I would rather hide it from the students. So here is the quiz description. There's the title of the course. Everything is set. So this is done, and now I get to do the editing. Once you turn on the quiz part, you get a menu here, quiz administration. This can also be on top here. It depends on the theme that you are using. But here you can see all the setup for the quiz. You can have the settings, you have groups, you can edit the quiz, you can review the quiz that you set, you can have the results, you can do all sorts of things. You can see the logs, who has done it, who's done not yet. You can back up your quiz, you can restore it, you can do a question bank. In the question bank here, it's also very useful to import and export questions from outside sources. So if you have your quiz here, you can export it actually in a variety of formats, and you can also import from outside. There's a variety of formats that are available in Moodle that you can get your quiz from. For example, in Word format, you can have it icon format, which is good for basic multiple choice questions, and all of this can be put into your Moodle web page and to your course. So basically what I'm doing now is edit the quiz because I'm going there. This is where I am. This is my quiz page. And if you don't see it, you just go back to the main page, and basically you click on it, it takes you here anyways. So if you go here, and this is my quiz page, if you go here and you say edit quiz, it's going to take you to the same page. So this is where we are. What I do normally is just also in the quiz page, I do this labeling of the subheaders. So it's all quiz 1 or any header you want. I also wanted to shuffle all the questions. That's it. Once you do this, you can start adding questions. So either you have a imported like a question bank, and here you have random questions assigned from the quiz bank, or you can select yourself from the bank any number of questions you want, or you create new questions. For me, I will create a new question right now to show you how it's done. There are different types of questions here, a whole bunch of them. You can have calculated, you can have drags, drag and drop, you can have essay questions, you can have matching, you have multiple choice, you have true and false, you have select from words, you have true and false, short answer. These kind of questions all are available. So let's start with essay, the easiest thing. Essays are not automatically corrected, so you have to do this manually, but it's easy to set up. So let's say this is the first question on the essay. Let's say this is question number 1. Okay. And here's where we type the question. For example, let's say list 5 important crops grown in Oman. Okay, so the students will be able to answer a question. And then you give this as 1 mark for the whole quiz, or you can have it 5 or however you want to have. So let's say I'll give this 10 marks. So this is like a large, compared to true and false question, we'll have 10 points. Here, you can have the response in HTML editor. I'll show you what that is. Okay, and you can have also HTML editor with or plain text. HTML editor gives the students the option to do bold, underline, things like that. So I usually like that. You can also require the students to enter text. That's mandatory. You cannot skip this without the text. You can decide how many lines the students want them to fill, maybe 10 lines, because I don't want them to fill 15 lines. You can also ask for attachment here. How many attachments? So students can attach actually files in this part if they are already prepared their questions. And here, what if they are optional or they are not optional? Okay, so that's basically it. And then you do save changes and continue editing. This will allow you to see a preview of the question all the way. So before I click save changes, I usually do this, save changes and continue editing. You do preview, and you can see here, this is where the student will answer. Okay, so then you submit, and then you're done. See, it's very simple. This is where you see where you get the questions. You can see it is actually HTML because you get all these toolbars. If it is text only, you don't get any of that. Here allow you to underline the text bold and so on. So that's my first question. So now I'm ready. That's the question number 1. It's set. You can see it here in the list. Then you go on and add another question. Let's add one more question. And let's say it's multiple choice. Here it is. Multiple choice. This is question number 2. You can name anything. You can name it anything you want, but I usually name it sequential. So it's question number 1, question number 2. Okay, so let's say banana color is, let's say, this is my question, and you can give here the number of the marks you like to give to the student for this question. Here you give feedback on the question if you want to elaborate after they answer the question. Here you can have multiple answers too, so there can be more than one answer. Or in this case, we'll do multiple choice with only one answer. And here how the answers are arranged, like A, B, C, D, the way you like the numbers to be. And then here you give your choices. For example, let's say the first answer is yellow, and this is the correct answer, so this is going to be yellow. This is going to be 100%. That means that's the correct answer. Anything after this is going to be green none because it's wrong. So let's say red, let's say blue. You can have as many as you want. And then once you are done, you do save and continue editing. This allows you to preview the question and make any changes before you leave the question. So here is my question, multiple choice. So there's banana color is, you have yellow, you have red, you have blue, and then that is how you do it. So close preview, and then I save my second question. So my second. Okay, so this is now add and select choice. Then I will do also question number say 3. And this is my question. Look how it looks like. This is very interesting. Let's say tomato color is red. So I have to do this. Let's say answer number 1. And then let's say cucumber is green. So I'll put green in the second as a second choice. And we will put banana is yellow. So that will be a third choice. You have to do these brackets. That's how it's done. Then you go here and you arrange the same answers. So red, green, and yellow. So the first is red, and you have green, and you have yellow. So this allows you to enter as many choices as you want. You don't have to stick to these. You could have, like, for example, blue as extra answer, or you could have just the answers that you like. Then you do this, save changes, so you can see a view of what's happening. Remember, the brackets are very important here. So you go, and then you have, this is how it's done. You choose from, this is not multiple choice, because this could be in a sentence too. So, you could probably answer it any way you like. So that's how it is. For example, if you submit and finish, it will show you which answer is right and which answer is wrong. You can see the answers right here. Banana is yellow, cucumber is green, tomato is red. So my questions are perfect. Now I'm going to save those. Okay, so now that's pretty much it. Actually, I'm done. I can add more questions, but and here is, I need to calculate how many points I allocated for a question. So there's the total here is 12. So I'm going to mark this out of 12. Okay, and so I will save this. And that's it. I'm done. That's basically that's what the quiz is. So now what I need to do is go back to the page where the quiz is, and then I can just do the quiz here. I can preview the quiz. And remember, I allocated 2 questions per page, which is here now. So I can answer my questions to test them. Here I will leave this blank. See what will happen. I can go back and forth between pages. I can answer these questions. Tomato is red, cucumber is green, banana is yellow, and then finish. See, this is not answered yet, so I can always go back to it. And now I say, I don't know the answer, so let's leave it just like that, see what happens. Submit. It says once you submit, you'll no longer be able to change your answers. You submit. There you go. I'm now submitted all my questions. Remember, this would have to be edited manually or corrected manually, where this is already corrected and done. So now my quiz is set and ready, and it will be on for the students whenever they are ready. You can have students do multiple trials. You can have students do multiple times if you wish. it's a good idea to try it first before you go ahead and do full-fledged quiz, and then ask the students to do it. So that's basically it. That's how students will answer the question. As for you, we have to find out who did answer, who not. You can always go to, once you click on the quiz page, it's here. This is summary of your previous attempts. For me, it's done. It's just one time, so I'm finished. Unless I wanted to do it again. And I go down here to the quiz administration, and I can see the results. Okay, here in the results, I can see the grades. I can see the responses. I can get of other students here. I can show the report and see who is enrolled and who has done it, who's not yet. So nothing has happened as of yet. I can also go here and see statistics. Obviously, no one has yet completed, otherwise you'll be able to see the reports. You can see all attempts. You can also download the report here as an Excel or as an open document or CSV. So all this information can be downloaded. You can download the whole report, the questions and answers of the students, and all of that is all available right there. You can also see the grades for the students because the grade is automatically, except for the one that you have to do it manually. Otherwise, um, you are set. That's it. It's not going to show anything until it's done. That's basically it. The basics of quiz one. Students will just have to go to that page and then be able to see and do the quiz. So when it is available, they go here and they start working on the quiz. Good luck to you and your students, and hope you found this tutorial useful.